Okay, welcome back for the second hour of our program. Happy Friday once again to all the listeners around the world. 현우 선생님 is in the studio with me. Hello, 현우.
안녕하세요, 여러분. 선현우입니다. Hello, Adrian.
안녕하십니까.
안녕하세요.
Hello to all of you listening to us, but also watching us because we film ourselves in the studio. And you can check out the videos on YouTube if you type in Catch the Wave. We have lots of videos. So tell us what you think. And if you have any questions for 현우 선생님, he can help you. And I know some of you are trying to learn Korean language. Is it easy? Is it hard? Well, we can try to give you some advice. And if you have some problems with grammar, with pronunciation, anything like that, we can help you. So send us your messages, the message board, arirangradio.com/catchthewave. 현우, in the first part, we're going to be talking about a survival expression.
That's right. Something that you could use when you are traveling in Korea or living in Korea. And then what are we going to do?
We're going to talk about a K-pop song and introduce the lyrics. You'll have to give us the title, the Korean title of the song, in order to win a book sponsored to us by talktomeinkorean.com.
That is correct. And after that, we will listen to an audio clip sent in by one of our listeners, and then we will answer some questions.
So if you want to send us your voice message, that's also possible. The email address, catchkoreanwave@gmail.com. catchkoreanwave@gmail.com. Just record yourself talking, speaking, reading, singing in Korean, and we will air your audio clips here on the program. Okay, well, let's jump into it with the first song here. Once again, welcome to Catch the Wave and happy Friday. Sunny Hill, 별 해는 밤, counting stars at night. Yes, once again, welcome to the program. 안녕하세요 to all of you. We will kick off with a survival expression. 현우, where are we going?
Today we are going into a situation where two people are starting to get close to each other.
Okay.
And you are not really sure how to address this other person. Because in Korean, there are many other terms that you can use, like 씨, 선생님, 대표님, 누구누구야. So in order to be, not so rude and be polite, you might just straightforwardly ask the other person, okay, what do you want me to call you?
How do I call you?
Exactly, or how should I address you?
That's actually quite interesting. And maybe some of you have a hard time imagining what we're talking about, because in English we don't really have that.
Yeah,
you just call the person by his or her first name usually.
Exactly. It's either just Adrian or Mr. Lee. That's pretty safe, right?
Yeah.
But in Korean, if you do that with, for example, 씨, 이씨, 선씨, that can actually sound pretty rude.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. You usually don't use the last name only and she.
Yeah,
it doesn't work. You have to use the full name. So
Not
let's
a good
say
idea.
my Korean name is Ijun, then you have to say Ijun she. You don't just say I she.
Yeah, and although Ijun she is pretty safe, it's not always safe or correct. So it's probably the best idea to just ask the other person or somebody else how you should address this other person. And
so how do you ask this question?
Yeah,
then?
the expression you can use is 제가 뭐라고 부르면 좋을까요?
제가 뭐라고 부르면 좋을까요?
Exactly. So 제가 means I, and 뭐라고 is as what. And,
what?
Yeah, and 부르다 is to call somebody.
To call.
좋을까요 is will it be good? Or, should it be good? So 제가 뭐라고 부르면 좋을까요 means what should I call you for the situation to be good?
Yeah. How should I address you?
That's right.
Pretty much. So here in Korea, you mentioned 선생님, and I call you 현우 선생님 every single time.
Yeah.
선생님 is actually pretty safe, right? In general, when you don't know someone, you can say 선생님. You can say, you can actually use the last name, Kim 선생님. or 이 선생님.
Yeah, or just the full name and 선생님.
Yeah.
And even if the other person is not a teacher by profession, you can still call that person 선생님.
선생님.
And
because 선생님 means teacher.
yeah, teacher or sir, you know.
So it's kind of strange. Sometimes you hear people calling each other 선생님, but they're not teachers.
And as you know, there are terms like 오빠, 언니, 누나, 형, and you kind of feel like you are getting close to this person, and you started calling this person 오빠, but then the other person might feel, that's too much.
We're not too close. We're not that close yet. Some people also add 님 at the end. 형님. 현우, 형님.
Nim is very, very polite.
Yeah. So different ways to call people. And when you want to know exactly, maybe sometimes you're a bit lost. How am I supposed to address this person? Once again, how do you ask this?
제가 뭐라고 부르면 좋을까요?
제가 뭐라고 부르면 좋을까요?
Yes.
Okay. 제가 뭐라고 부르면 좋을까요?
This is going to be your safest bet.
Is that also a question that you use often when you meet someone?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah?
Sometimes when the relationship is complicated and I don't know much about this person.
Yeah.
This person seems to be a CEO of a company, but other people do not seem to call him 대표님, and you're not really sure, so you can just, directly ask this person.
If this person is, however, if you have information about the person, if the person is, let's say, a CEO, then you call him 대표님. If the person is a university professor, you say 교수님.
Exactly.
So if you know what profession this person has, then you usually can guess how to call him or her.
Yeah, but when somebody just introduces himself or herself as 저는 so-and-so universities 뭐뭐 대학교의 선현우입니다. You don't know whether this person is a student or a teacher, so you just ask. 제가 뭐라고 부르면 좋을까요?
And if you are afraid to ask, maybe you can also look at their business card. Sometimes it also says, and this can help, maybe.
Exactly.
Okay, well, that's the survival expression for this week. We will come back in part 2 and we will talk about a K-pop song with some lyrics. And you will have to guess the title of the song, the Korean title of the song. And you might win a book sponsored to us by TalkToMeInKorean.com. So stay with us. This is Gina featuring Chung Il-hoon. Oops. Oops. Hyunwoo, what do you say when you make a mistake? 어머.
I say,
oops.
I think 어머 is very feminine.
Yeah.
So I don't say that.
It's usually ladies or 아줌마s or...
when I'm really embarrassed, when I'm really surprised and shocked about my own mistake, I say nothing.
You say nothing?
Yeah, I can't say a thing. I mean, I'm at a loss for words. But sometimes I do find myself saying 아이고.
아이고.
Yeah, or 아이고.
아이고.
아이고. Yeah.
아이고. 어머나.
Yeah, I never say 어머 or 어머나.
Okay, welcome back. You're listening to Catch the Wave on Arirang Radio. Hyunwoo is here. Happy Friday to all the listeners. It's going to be actually the last show of 2014 now that I think about it.
That's right.
The last week of 2014, pretty much. And in this part, we're not going to talk about a K-pop song. I know we have many K-pop listeners, K-pop fans also checking us out. So we will read the lyrics of a song and you have to guess the title, the Korean title of this song. If you know it, post it online, message board, and you might win a book sponsored to us by Hyunwoo and his team, TalkToMeInKorean.com. You can also post some funny answers if you want.
If you want, but you won't be winning anything.
No, but you can give it a try,
Yeah,
Why not?
Of course.
Try your chance.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the lyrics? We're going for a song by High 4, right? Okay.
High 4 featuring Kim Yerim. So, this is going to be a fun one. Okay, so the first line that we are looking at, please pay attention, is 딱 잘라 해요 말고 해로 말할래. This is the first line.
딱 잘라.
딱 잘라.
해요 말고 해로 말할래.
So 딱 잘라 해요 말고 해로 말할래. And the next line is 훨씬 더 가까워질 수 있게. 괜찮아 해요 말고 해로 해. This is a female answer to the male line.
Yeah.
And 말해도 좋은데 해 앞엔 사랑이란 말은 미뤄줘. So this is the part.
So it's a guy and a girl, and they're basically talking to each other.
Exactly.
Or singing to each other. 괜찮아. 해요 말고 해로.
I'm pretty sure that doesn't really.
No, it doesn't sound like this.
that. Okay.
Not really. So, but what does it mean?
So the first line, 딱 잘라 means just cut it.
Cut it.
Yeah.
Cut it.
Make it shorter. 해요 말고 해로 말할래. 해요 말고 means not 해요. And 해로 말할래 means I'll just go with 해.
해. So 해요, you mean like the polite form?
Yes.
Like when you end a sentence?
이거 좋아해요. 이거 싫어해요. 뭐 해요? You end your sentences with yo.
Yo.
Yeah. So in this case, this guy is saying, I'm not going to do that. I'll just say 좋아해, 싫어해, 뭐 해? 해로 말할래.
So he's going to use 반말.
Exactly.
I guess.
And then he's stating the reason for this behavior or decision. 훨씬 더 가까워질 수 있게, so that we can become much closer.
And it's true. Usually when you're close with someone, you don't use the polite form
anymore.
You just use, I guess, casual grammar style.
Exactly. So your sentences are a little shorter, maybe one or two letters shorter.
Yeah.
So in this case, the male is suggesting that they go on 반말 terms.
To become closer, 가까워질 수 있게. 괜찮아. 해요 말고 해로 말해도 좋은데. And then it says like 해 앞엔 사랑이란 말은 미루어줘.
So basically, the female singer is responding with 괜찮아, okay, it's okay. 해요 말고 해로 말해도 좋은데, you can say 해 instead of 해요, but 해 앞엔 사랑이란 말은 미루어줘.
So what does that mean?
So basically, she's saying, please postpone saying 사랑 in front of that 해, and otherwise it would be 사랑해. So
사랑해.
it means don't say I love you to me just yet.
Yes, you're going too fast. So don't say 사랑해 yet, but you can use 해 instead of 해요.
That's right. So we are close enough to use 반말 to each other, but not close enough to say 사랑해 to each other.
I see. And we're looking for a song by Hi4 here, featuring Kim Yerim. And in the song, it's basically back and forth between a guy and a girl. So try to give us the Korean title of this song. If you have a little idea, or if you want to try your chance, use the message board, arirangradio.com/catchthewave. We have a book to give away, so don't hesitate. Okay, guess what? We're going to be playing that song, and I guess it's going to help you. We are looking for the Korean title once again. Okay, when we come back, we have some audio clips, so stay with us. Hi4 featuring Kim Yerim. Here we go. There you go. Welcome back. That was a song by Kim Yerim featuring Hi4 featuring Kim Yerim.
Not
That's
the other
better.
way around.
Not the other way around. The English title, by the way, is A Little Close. So that's maybe a little hint for you. And we are looking for the Korean title of that song. I think if you were listening carefully, there is a part that keeps repeating itself.
Exactly.
In the song.
That's the title.
And that's most probably the Korean title.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's listen to an audio clip. And this is also something we like to do every single week. We want to hear your beautiful voices. And don't be shy. We know that many of you are trying to learn Korean, maybe alone.
Yeah.
Maybe at school, maybe at a special institute. Help us out and try to send us your audio clips. We can also give you some advice. Hyunwoo is here to maybe correct your pronunciation or give you some ideas on how you could improve your Korean skills. Today we have a message by Javier Muro. Hello teachers, here I'm practicing my Korean skills and they are not the best, but I hope you get a chance to hear it, maybe comment on my pronunciation and on ways I could improve. I always watch the show and I'm a big fan. Thanks for helping all of us Korean learners. Big hugs from Mexico.
Thank you. Thank you for the message and I'm already looking forward to hearing the message.
Javier, muchas gracias. Let's play your audio clip. Here we go.
안녕하세요, 선생님들. 저는 하비에라고 해요. 저는 멕시코 사람인데 한국어를 조금 할 수 있어요. 한국에서 5개월 동안쯤 한국어를 공부했으니까요.
Okay, so that's the first part of his message. He's from Mexico. His name is Javier. And he actually is learning Korean. He's quite good.
Yeah, he's been studying Korean, or he studied Korean for 5 months.
Yeah.
More or less 5 months in Korea. So,
In Korea.
yeah.
한국에서, right?
한국에서
5개월.
5개월 동안 한국어를 공부했으니까요. And
Here he says 5개월 동안쯤. Isn't that strange?
yeah, it sounds a bit unnatural. I would say 5개월 동안, either that or just 5개월쯤.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you have to choose between the two expressions here. 5개월 동안 or 5개월쯤.
Yeah, 5개월 동안 means exactly for 5 months. 5개월쯤 means about 5 months.
Uh-huh. And then 한국어를 공부했으니까요.
And that means because I studied Korean. So he's saying he can speak a little bit of Korean because he studied Korean in Korea.
How do you make those sentences when you want to say because? Is it 니까요?
Yeah, usually
먹었으니까요?
there are many ways, but 니까요 is one of those sentence endings. 더우니까요, 추우니까요, because it's cold, because it's hot, or 배고프니까요, because I'm hungry. Yeah, 으니까요.
Okay. So that was the first part. Let's continue on. Yeah.
요새 멕시코에서 살고 있는데 이제까지 한국어를 열심히 공부해요. 멕시코에서 한국어를 아는 분이 별로 없어서 한국어를 배우는 것을 좀 어려워서 진짜 짜증나요. 저는 대학교 책이랑 Catch the Wave이랑 Talk to Me in Korean 책으로 공부하고 있어서 아주 재미있어요.
Okay.
Awesome.
Great. I guess it's a compliment. And we understand your situation. Many people are a bit like you. They don't have access to, a lot of books and
or people that they can practice with, right?
Yeah, or material to learn Korean language. So this person is learning with us?
Yes. So he's basically saying recently these days 멕시코에서 살고 있는데, so he studied in Korea before, but now he's living in Mexico. 이제까지 means until now, or even now.
이제까지.
한국어를 열심히 공부해요. So I am studying Korean hard.
Yeah.
멕시코에서, in Mexico, 한국어를 아는 분 means somebody who knows Korean. 이 별로 없어서. There are not many of them in Mexico.
Yeah.
한국어를 배우는 것을 좀 어려워서 진짜 짜증나요. This is what he said. Basically, the meaning is learning Korean is so difficult, so it's frustrating.
Yeah, because no one really can help me and I can't practice with anyone.
Yeah, that can be frustrating because, you can't really learn on your own entirely. You have to meet with people that share your passion.
Yeah.
And you have to practice, right?
That's true. What does 별로 mean here? 별로 없어서.
별로 usually means not particularly. So in this case, there are not that many people who know Korean in Mexico.
And if Javier took out 별로, his sentence would still be correct, right?
Yeah, but it would mean
분이
something
없어서.
different, right?
So there are none.
Nobody.
None Korean speakers, but 별로 없어서 is not so many.
Not so many. I mean, there must be some Korean speakers there, but you might be having a hard time finding them. And then
just one second, and then if you say 별로야, 별로야 is different, right?
Yeah, 별로야 comes from the original meaning of 별로, but then if you say 별로야, it means not so good.
Not so good, 별로야.
별로야.
이 영화 어때?
Not so good.
How is this movie?
별로야.
별로야. Not so good.
Yeah.
Okay, something you can also write down, perhaps.
Yeah, and he's been studying with university books, Catch the Wave.
Yeah.
And Talk to Me in Korean books.
Cool.
And so he says, 공부하고 있어서, because I'm studying with these things, 아주 재미있어요.
아주 재미있어요.
It's very fun or very interesting.
And we'll try to make it entertaining. Yeah. Let's continue on with the last part of the message.
나중에 다시 한번 한국에 갈 거예요. 그리고 한국에서 일하고 싶어서 이렇게 열심히 공부해요. 집에 도착하자마자 버스 타는 동안 쉬는 시간이 있을 때 항상 한국어를 공부해요.
와.
저는 이제까지 한국어를 잘못하지만 상관없어요. 한국이랑 사랑에 빠져서 한국인 같아 되고 싶어요. 조금 이상했어. 미안해요. 선생님들 잘 들어줘서 진짜 감사합니다. 안녕하세요.
Okay.
He says 안녕하세요 at the end.
I think he might have actually meant to say 안녕히 계세요.
안녕히
or
계세요.
안녕히 가세요.
안녕하세요 is usually at the beginning
Yes.
of your speech or
Yeah.
when you meet someone in the for the first time or when you start a conversation.
Maybe he said 안녕히 가세요, but then he said it like softly, like
안녕히
naturally.
계세요.
Yeah. So 안녕하세요.
So yeah, what is he saying in this last part?
In the last part, in the first line, 나중에 다시 한번, one more time, 한국에 갈 거예요. I will go to Korea.
Yeah.
그리고 한국에서 일하고 싶어서 이렇게 열심히 공부해요. And because I want to work in Korea, I am studying hard like this.
That's good. Come back.
Yeah, and the following part is really impressive. He studies Korean basically everywhere. So 집에 도착하자마자, as soon as I arrive at home, 버스 타는 동안, while I'm taking the bus, 쉬는 시간이 있을 때, when I have some break time or downtime, 항상 한국어를 공부해요.
항상 한국어를 공부 everywhere.
Yeah, always.
And that's why he's so good.
Yeah. He always studies Korean. 저는 이제까지, he repeated this expression 이제까지 earlier and now. I think it's one of his habits, but maybe you can say 아직. Yeah, still or yet.
Okay.
So, 저는 아직 한국어를 잘 못하지만 상관없어요. My Korean is not so good, but doesn't matter.
상관없어요. It doesn't matter. I'm going to continue.
Exactly.
상관없어요.
And the reason that he wants to continue is 한국이랑 사랑에 빠져서. He said 빠졌어서, but 빠져서 would be more natural. So because I am in love or I have fallen in love with Korea. 한국인 같이 되고 싶어요.
I want to become a Korean.
Yeah, become like a Korean.
Like
person.
a Korean.
Yeah.
Whoa.
한국인 같이. He said 같아, but 같이 is better. And he's apologizing for small mistakes.
No.
조금 이상해서 미안해요.
안 이상해요.
Yeah, my Korean is a little bit strange, but I'm sorry.
That was actually really good. Maybe just a few pronunciation points. I think in the second paragraph he mentioned 진짜 짜증나요. So it's 짜증나요, right? It's double 치읓.
Yeah, you have to make it a little stronger.
짜증나.
짜증나.
And like you're frustrated, really. Like 짜증나.
Yeah.
And then maybe the third part, 버스, like the bus. So how do you say? Are you supposed to say bus or bus?
People mostly say 버스.
Bus, like double B.
Exactly.
Double P, bus.
버스.
But overall, it's very good. We understood everything. So continue working hard wherever you go, Javier. Okay?
Yeah, keep
Fighting.
it up. Keep it up.
And you will be receiving a book sponsored to us by TalkToMeInKorean.com. So leave us your address and contact info on our homepage, winner information, and we will get back to you. If you want to participate with some audio clips, listeners, feel free. Catch Korean Wave at gmail.com. Music, and we'll come back for part 4. If you have any questions, send them in as well. To anyone, happy. There you go. HAPPY. Happy and a beautiful Friday to all the listeners around the world. Thank you very much for joining us. K-Talk continues. Hyunwoo is here. Hyunwoo 선생님.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. And we will now answer some of your questions. Now, last week we actually had Kyunghwa 선생님.
That's right.
In the studio. She was taking over for Hyunwoo. And we had a listener from Mexico as well here, Lilian, joining us saying, welcome, teacher Kyunghwa. So this is a question that was sent in last week.
I see.
I hope you're doing well. I have 2 questions. What is the meaning of 보나마나? And in which situation can it be used?
Okay.
보나마나.
보나마나. So are we answering that first question?
Yeah, that's the first question. Yeah.
All right. So 보나마나 means needless to see.
보나마나.
So you can use 나마나 after other verb stems. So 보나마나 means needless to see. 말 하나마나 needless to say. 가나마나 needless to go. So you would actually make some efforts to see, look at things, but you don't have to do it because the result is clearly visible and predictable.
보나마나.
보나마나.
보나마나. So can you come up maybe with an example, like
Okay.
a sentence?
Yeah, sure. So let's say your father always gives you some chocolate on Christmas Day or on your birthday or year-end parties.
Yeah.
And then you, like the moment you receive that box from your father, you don't have to, see the inside.
You already know it's going to be chocolates.
Yeah, you know it's going to be chocolate. So you say, 보나마나 초콜릿이죠? Or you can just, put it aside and say, 보나마나 초콜릿이야.
Okay. Interesting. Needless to see, 보나마나.
보나마나.
Okay. Thank you for that first question. Second question. 별뜻 없어. 별뜻 없어.
별뜻 없어.
별뜻 없어. What does that mean? And she also says top raps with this expression in the songs 집에 가지마 and Hi Hi by GD and Top, but she doesn't understand this expression.
Okay, 별뜻 없어. So basically 없어 means there's no something. Something doesn't exist. And
없어.
yeah, 별뜻 is
별뜻.
a special meaning. So there's no particular meaning. So I'm just saying
Yeah.
별뜻 없어. I just said it,
Yeah.
just for the sake of saying it. 별뜻 없어.
별뜻 없어.
When somebody says something in passing, like while just passing by, 별뜻 없이 한 말이야. 별뜻 없어.
별뜻 없이. 별뜻 없어. Okay, no special reason.
Or no special meaning.
No special meaning.
Yeah, no need to pay attention to it.
Okay, great. And Lillian, it seems like you're trying to learn some new expressions by using K-pop lyrics. I think that's a good way, a fun way to learn a language.
That's right. And it also means that you are actually paying attention rather than just enjoying the melody. So
there you
that's
go.
good.
Thank you very much. Moving on, we have some other questions here. How do you ask, are you Korean? To maybe an 아줌마, a 할머니, or 할아버지, 아저씨. Is it 한인이에요?
Okay,
Is that rude? 한인이에요?
That's a very good question. 한인 is a very particular, like specific term that Korean people use overseas only. So you do not say 한인 to describe a Korean person living in Korea.
In Korea.
So a Korean person living overseas is 한인, but not temporarily, who live there for good, basically. So overseas Korean is 한인 in many, many cases. So by saying 한인,
한인이에요?
Yeah.
현우 선생님, 한인이에요?
no, I'm not, because I am 한국인.
So you have to say 한국인.
Yeah. Or to be more polite, you can say 한국 분이세요.
한국분.
분 is more polite than 한국인. So 한국 분이세요 is
한국 사람이세요?
yeah, 사람 is okay, but 한국 분 would be better.
is more polite.
Yeah, so 한국 분이세요 is what you need to say to be safe when you want to say, are you Korean? But 한인, I would advise you not to say it.
use it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not that it's a bad thing,
Yeah.
but those who are just visiting the country might be a little bit, I don't know, not offended, but they might be a little bit thrown aback,
I
like,
see.
I don't live here. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And Mary, one just very quick last question here. How do you say please in Korean? Someone else was sending us the question.
You
Please.
cannot say please in one word. You have to put 해주세요 at the end.
해주세요.
Yeah. 열어주세요, 봐주세요, 가주세요. 아어요 and 주세요.
Or if it's someone young or if it's someone you know quite well, you can say please you. Please you.
In Konglish.
It's like Konglish.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much. We'll have to leave it there for this time. But Hyunwoo, thank you for coming in, and we will continue to teach some expressions to our listeners around the world.
That's right. And I'll be back next week.
Yeah, before you leave, we have to give out the answer of our K-pop quiz. So what was the Korean song, the Korean title of the song we heard by Hi4 featuring Kim Yerim?
The title is 해요 말고 해.
해요 말고 해. That was the title we were looking for. We will post the name of the lucky winner online. Check out winner information arirangradio.com/catchthewave. Hyunwoo, see you next time.
See you next time.
Happy Friday. Music, hot shot, take a shot.